Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Value Max, and today I'm bringing you another video about XLM. Today we're going to talk about all the related news that will push the price forward for XLM and do a little price analysis at the current standpoint and price. What do I expect to happen with the coin? So if you don't want to miss any of that important stuff, make sure to subscribe, guys. I don't say this enough, but 80% of my subscribers are not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of that important information. So let's crack on and go straight into the news. Now, before we're able to look at the price analysis, I want to talk about what happened prior to XLM in its beginning. And in its beginning, basically it was very low volumes at the beginning. And throughout basically 28th of September all the way till 20th of November, we were kind of stagnating between this zone, hovering between the 0.089 and roughly around 0.069. And those were important levels because once we were able to break through that level, basically around 20th of November, we're able to pass that level, then we were able to reach new highs. And that was the first time XLM managed to reach new highs since its run up back in 2018. So that was the first run up, which led to a new high to basically 0.23 cents, which was already huge at the time. And that was back in 25th of November. That was obviously followed by some consolidation and corrections to then follow its second new bull run on 4th of January. And that's where we saw a massive upswing. That one was much bigger, as we can see actually. Even when we look at the volumes were drastically higher than what it used to trade before in terms of trading volume. So it really gained momentum in 4th of January. And that's a very good sign for XLM for the future of its performance, because people started realizing, okay, we might have something with this coin. And XLM is an amazing project, and I'll explain why I'm so bullish on XLM and why it's undervalued at its current standpoint later on in the video, so make sure you stay so you don't miss any of that important stuff. But basically that led us to a new high of basically 0.40. That was again followed by some consolidation and correction, and then we managed to reach a new high of roughly 0.59. And that was back in 12th of Feb. That was again a very good news for XLM because it was a new high. And new high meant that the bulls had the upper hand and managed to break through those resistance level. As you can see, all these orange lines were just a reference for me to before see all the different resistance level and trading pattern, which we were able to break through each time, making it to new highs. Then what's interesting, and this is where the analysis starts, is roughly basically when we started having consolidation on 22nd of Feb, we broke back down to a resistance level. And we were stuck in this resistance level all the way until 5th of April. Interestingly enough, actually, what's nice is that we see that the bulls and the bears kept fighting, yet no one really took the upper hand, which brought actually stability to XLM. As we can see, the volumes were much lower again, and basically we were staying in these trading patterns, and that was quite healthy for XLM because it brought stability to the coin, but it also showed that even in momentum, when the coin would go down, there was stability and that there wouldn't be a mass sell-off due to fear. So that was quite nice. And basically all the way, you see we tested these levels back in 24th of March, but all the way until 5th of April is when we managed to break out of that resistance level, which basically allowed us to reach the new high. And that's important for us to understand what will happen next, right? Because we reached new high on 14th of April, and basically what's very interesting is that this high is very similar to the prior high. And I said already before, prior to that, roughly on 2nd of April, I was talking about how we're seeing this beautiful cup and handle formation. And actually that's what happened, which allowed it to reach the new high. And there's a very bullish sign at the time. Now, again, we had some correction. People will say, oh yeah, but it went down XLM since then because there was some bad news related to crypto as a whole, which drove the market down. but you shouldn't worry about short-term fluctuation, because obviously after the 13th of April we had corrections, and that's normal. If you check previous highs, you had corrections where the bears took the upper hand, which led to new resistance level, which basically was here. But of course we are now testing these with the resistance level, and I believe that, as we can see, we've broken out of the resistance level already, the prior resistance level. So we're now entered, basically today we've now been able, back on 21st of April, we were able to break through a new resistance level. And that's very healthy, because once we're able to pass the 0.56 mark is when we will be able to see new highs. So it's quite healthy to see that we're actually staying within this range of the 0.47 and 0.56, because it means that we can expect the price to have stability, and we can expect the bulls in the long term to have the upper hand, because we're making higher highs consistently and also making higher lows. That's a very bullish sign for XLM. And now let's go into the news as to why I'm so bullish and why XLM is so undervalued at its current standpoint. Now, one of the big news is digital gold. Visa bets big on cryptocurrencies. Now, the Visa CEO AI Kelly detailed the card's brand push to take advantage of trends such as central bank digital currency and financial institution. Now, this is big, guys, because if Visa gets into cryptocurrencies, just imagine the exposure that would bring to crypto. Now, not only that, there is rumors that actually Visa could partner with XLM Network to actually work with XLM Network as the Stellar network as part of their partnership, which would bring huge exposure for XLM. And for the quarter ending, Visa reported net income of $3 billion. Which just shows you that Visa is actually a huge whale. And if they were to move forward with these, it would be extremely bullish for cryptocurrencies, and more specifically for XLM. Now, another news which I still saw today, and I was shook, but very positively, is that Stellar is the future of cryptocurrency. Ukraine government picks Stellar Development Foundation to help build national digital currency. And so there's even a possibility that the EU will use Stellar for the digital euro. Now, we talked about this in prior video, and I'll mention it again. But this is huge that government are all leaning towards XLM. Now, what will this mean for XLM in the future if government decide to follow through with the Stellar Development Foundation? This would first bring so much stability for the coin, because once you bring in big whales which will stay for a longer period of time, then the price fluctuation will reduce. Second, it will bring so first one is the stability, but the second one is the usability, and the third one is growth. Now, this will bring huge exposure for XLM, and in terms of growth, it is endless. Like, the growth can be exponential based on the possibility this will bring them. So Ukraine government that picks the Stellar Development Foundation to help build national digital currency is an extremely bullish news. Now, one other news which I thought I'd mention, but I already talked about it prior to that, but it's very important for my new subscribers so they don't miss out on this, is that Franklin Templeton, which is one of the world's largest asset manager, just under BlackRock, guys, which just shows you how huge this is. They have over 1.4 trillion under asset management, will issue a new fund on the Stellar blockchain. Again, guys, very good news for Stellar Lumen, because it will bring stability, usability, and it will make that network effect, which will eventually break new highs for XLM, because it will bring much more new customers and that will buy into XLM. Now, another very good news which we talked about is that the EU used Stellar Lumen to issue its CBDC. Again, this hasn't been confirmed yet, but the European Union is thinking about doing a digital currency. And there was rumors with Christine Lagarde that the project will be done under the Stellar under the Stellar community, under the Stellar blockchain, and this would be extremely bullish for for Stellar Lumen, because it will bring exposure to the coin. Again, guys, if exposure is brought to the coin, it will bring stability, growth, network effect, and scalability. So it's very good for Stellar Network to see that even such big institution and the EU is even thinking about issuing digital currency using the Stellar Network is an amazing bullish news. Finally, guys, another news which I thought I'd talk about is Grayscale. Now, Grayscale added XLM to its portfolio, and basically it just shows, because Grayscale is one of the biggest whale in cryptocurrency, and they have basically 44.9 billion under asset management. So this just shows the scale of Grayscale. And then they basically own roughly about 34.2 million of Stellar Lumen. Now this is very good, and they added more to their position, and this is insane, guys, because if Grayscale believes so much in the project, it just shows that you have security from bigger institution which basically are backing up the project, and this is very healthy for the growth of Stellar Lumen. So very bullish news also. And finally, the 21 share unveiled world's first Cardano ADA and Stellar XLM ETPs. A Swiss company is basically looking into doing ETPs running through Cardano and Stellar, and which are set to list on the 6 Swiss exchange, as well as the Stuttgart and Düsseldorf multilateral trading facilities on 26th of April, with total expense ratio of 2.5%. Basically, this is very good news, again, because it's bringing exposure to Stellar Lumen, which will overall bring more network effect for the coin. So very bullish news again for Stellar Lumen, and very exciting stuff coming ahead. Now, what I wanted to end on this is we can expect Stellar Lumen to break through $1 very soon. The matter of time, basically, I believe that the coins right now is sort of dormant. It's the best image I can give it. The moment of time that news but TikTok, Reddit starts picking up on the potential of XLM, the growth will be monumental. Because if you look at their roadmap, the institution backing up the project, and all the positive news related to XLM, the coin is set to take off and break new highs of $1 very soon. So I'm very bullish onto the performance of XLM and what we can expect to happen in the near future. And so, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment your thought below. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of that important stuff and any important news related to XLM. And I'll make sure to catch you in the next video. See you next time. Bye.